And I think RFK Jr., like if I were the Democrats, I would tread very, very carefully. I think his vote was material. I think we hear it on our show, the number of people who were his supporters, who were previously Democrats up until a few years ago and have left the party in kind of frustration. And I think Noam and Gabbard, it really, there's substantive disagreements. There's no real, issue of whether or not they're qualified. And those to break off 4 Senate Republicans in that instance would be surprising.
But that's a very interesting rationale that the Democrats are going to need to get behind, some Dems, the RFKJ for HHS, because their voters like him.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you heard Cory Booker yesterday came out and talked about support for RFK for what he's trying to do in terms of food. And Jared Polis, the governor of Colorado, came out about the not mandating all vaccines. I think there are a lot of Democrats who now realize it was a huge mistake to go to war against RFK, and they feel like they drove him into the open hands of Donald Trump. And kudos to Trump for recognizing the opportunity, finding a way to work with him, and really making him feel comfortable on the Trump campaign. And that's what winning campaigns do.
It's so true. And Dan, and he went, Dan, you remember he went to Kamala too and said, do you want to talk? Do you guys want to talk to me? And she was like, no.
It's unbelievable. I mean, it is unbelievable that the party did this. And look, I understand I worked for Hillary Clinton, not on her 2016 campaign, but a lot of my friends did. And, they will go to their graves that Jill Stein and the third party candidates cost her the election. And so I think going into this campaign, the operating principle within the party was seek and destroy all third party candidates that may in any way, shape, or form negatively impact the race. But, RFK has enough voters that they were meaningful, they were material, and they didn't just like RFK. They dislike the Democratic Party. They're disillusioned with it. They're angry. And that is a problem.
It's a perfect example in the gap between the Democrats and the media and real people. You didn't read any stories in the dominant media about the risks Democrats were taking by driving Bobby Kennedy out of the party, by trying to keep him off the ballot. You didn't read any stories about how that was anti-democratic. But real people saw that. Real people who come on two-way say, I might have voted for the Democrats, but what they did to Bobby Kennedy was so outrageous that not only turned them against the Democratic Party, but I believe it built Bobby Kennedy up into kind of a superhero in their eyes. And that's why his endorsement of Donald Trump, in part, why it was so impactful, because he was seen as an example of the extreme intolerance of Democrats towards dissent and the Democrats' extreme effort to protect first Joe Biden and then Kamala Harris from competition.
The